Job was a man from the land of Uz. He was a good and faithful man. He respected God and stayed away from evil. He was also very blessed. He had a large family, 7 sons and 3 daughters. He owned thousands of animals, many servants, and was one of the richest men in the East. But more than his wealth, Job was known for his godly character. He often prayed for his children and made sacrifices on their behalf, just in case they had sinned. Job loved and honored God in all he did. One day, in heaven, Satan came before God. God said to him, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and turns away from evil." Satan replied, "Of course he honors you. Look at how much you've blessed him. But if you take it all away, he will curse you to your face." God allowed Satan to test Job's faith. He gave Satan permission to take away all that Job had, but he could not touch his life. In a short time, everything changed. Job's animals were stolen or destroyed. His servants were killed. Then, the worst news came. His sons and daughters had died when a strong wind caused the house they were in to collapse. Job was heartbroken. He tore his clothes and shaved his head as a sign of mourning. But instead of blaming God, Job fell to the ground and worshipped. He said, "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Even in his sorrow, Job did not sin or accuse God of doing wrong. Later, Satan came back, and God said again that Job was still faithful. Satan said, "Skin for skin. A man will give anything to save his own life. Let me hurt his body, and he will surely curse you." God allowed Satan to make Job sick, but he still could not take Job's life. Job was struck with painful sores from head to toe. He sat in ashes and scraped his skin with broken pottery. His wife, seeing his suffering, told him to curse God and die. But Job said, "Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" In all of this, Job still did not sin with his lips. 3 of Job's friends came to visit him. At first, they just sat with him in silence. But then they began to speak, and instead of comforting him, they said that Job must have sinned to deserve such suffering. Job defended himself. He knew he had done nothing wrong. Still, he wondered why all of this had happened to him. Job cried out to God, asking for answers. For a long time, God was silent. But then, God spoke. He did not explain the reasons for Job's suffering, but he reminded Job of who he is, creator of the world, wise and powerful beyond understanding. Job realized that he had spoken about things too great for him to know. He humbled himself and said, "I had heard of you with my ears, but now my eyes see you. Therefore I repent." God was pleased with Job's humility. He also corrected Job's friends for not speaking rightly about him. God told them to make a sacrifice and have Job pray for them. After this, God restored Job. He gave him back double what he had lost: more animals, more wealth, and even more children. Job lived a long life and saw his children's children. This story reminds us that faith is not only for the good times. Job's life shows that even in suffering, we can trust God. Sometimes we won't understand why hard things happen, but we can still choose to honor God. He sees our pain, and in time, He brings healing. Job's story teaches us that our relationship with God is more valuable than anything we have, and that God is faithful even when life is hard. Thanks for watching. Like and share to bless someone today. See you in the next one.